Hello, my name is Elizabeth Blandon. I'm a board-certified immigration expert specializing in asylum law. Today's video is about specifically how to win an asylum case even though you don't have proof that you were harmed. Now that's very difficult, but it can be done if we can demonstrate that there's a pattern or practice of harm in your country. How does this work in real life? Well, in an asylum interview before an immigration officer or in front of an immigration judge, an applicant has to demonstrate that they either were harmed or are likely to be harmed in the future. That's a very difficult bar because discrimination alone is not enough to prove an asylum claim. So sometimes clients will come to my office and they'll say, well, there's plenty of proof, for example, that the Seventh-day Adventists in Romania can't get a job because they can't work on Saturdays. Unfortunately, that's simply insufficient to win an asylum claim, which results in legal permanent residency in the United States. So what do we do? Well, what we do is try to find evidence that particular groups, entire groups of people, are harmed in a country. If we can demonstrate, if we can pull together this proof, which is widely available on the internet or through other research, if we can find this proof, then what we try to establish are three basic things. One, we establish that in that country, there is a pattern of harm of that group of persons. And I'll give you examples that have been very successful at Blandon Law. Domestic violence is a terrible issue in Guatemala. And actually, the Guatemalan police rarely helps women who are victims of violence because they are viewed by the authorities and by society as property of their domestic partners, sometimes not even their spouses. Likewise, in Honduras and in Jamaica, there are many problems and a great deal of harm that can happen to homosexuals. They can be killed just for their sexual preference. In addition, certain religious groups in certain countries face great challenges. So because these groups, these specific groups are harmed in their country, we don't have to establish that a particular person in these countries has suffered harm yet or is likely to suffer in the future. The other two things that we have to demonstrate is that this person is similarly situated to the ones who will be harmed in their country and inclusion in the group. So for example, a member of a particular religious group, we have to demonstrate that the person belongs to that religion. That's not as difficult as it sounds. And basically what Blandon Law does, in addition to find the research about the different countries, what we do is we prepare the clients so that they know exactly how they'll be answering those questions. The point of this video, though, is don't fret if you don't have specific evidence of harm that you suffered in your country. That should not be a reason to stop you from applying for an asylum. Sometimes the fear, knowing about the country, knowing that if you're returned to that country, you will in the future suffer, that's enough for people not to want to apply for asylum. They just don't want to risk it. It's worse to just let the time go by because there is a 1-year deadline. So I strongly advise you to seek out professional help if you think that asylum may be the answer for you. Feel free to leave comments on this video below, or if not, to call our office at 954-385-0157. We're here to open the door to success for you. Thank you.